myself. Peace, everyone. Peace. Welcome to introducing the PodClass. Welcome. Peace and gratitude. Thank you for being here today. Hey, Star Seeds in the building. All kinds of people in the building. Welcome to introducing the PodClass. It is not a podcast. It is a pod class where you learn and you grow. So thank you for joining me today. It has been a wonderful week. We had a break because last Wednesday was my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Thank you to everyone who called, who sent a message expressing how much you appreciate me. I want you to know that I appreciate every phone call, every text message, every post from everyone who took the time to show some love. So I appreciate you all. All right, so look, we are here. If you missed it, I'm going to run it back in a minute. We have a brand new introducing intro. All right. So, as you know, introducing the podcast, I've been doing this is the 4th season. And I'm just really excited for where it is going. I have been taking the time to really do the work. I don't think I have my book with me today. Oops, I didn't bring my book. Do the work. And this is what this podcast has become. It has become a space for us to do the work together, for us to walk through the things that we have to do, the things that we have to go through, the work that we have to do on our individual journeys together. And so that is my job as your host guide to help you out on this journey. Hey, thank you, Adonis. I appreciate you for being in the building. Star Seeds in the building. I love it. So look, we're going to get into it because I do not want to prolong this any further. Today's topic is rewriting the program. Today we are rewriting the program. And this is very, very important. Whew, and I don't know, I have a lot of energy flowing through me right now, like the nervousness. And I'm not usually nervous, so I don't know what that's about. So, rewriting the program. Let's settle into this because this topic, this show, this particular topic is very, very important. If you want to do the work, you have to understand what work we're doing. So this is going to give us a foundation. That is weird. I don't know why that just turned on. This is going to give us the foundation as to what work we need to do. Okay. It's going to show us where we are faulty, where we are out of date, and how we need to reprogram ourselves and how we take ownership and authority over that rewriting of our program. So take a deep breath with me. Tonight's intention for this particular show is to recognize the patterns we did not choose and the power we now have to change them. Okay, that is tonight's intention. As you're doing this work, as you're walking through this particular podcast of how we rewrite our program, we want to remember to recognize the patterns we did not choose and the power we now have to choose something different. All right. So I'm going to give us a quote, and then I'm going to get into our musical therapy so we can get into this topic. Okay, I'm super excited. So today's quote the quote for the week is, you cannot change what you are not aware of. But once you are aware, you are no longer powerless. All right, so let's rewrite our stories. We're going to get into the musical therapy selection for today. All right. It's going to be a little video. It's Tia London working on me. So we'll be right back with our musical therapy and we're going to get into it. So if you don't have your journal, grab it. If you don't have your pen, grab it. And if you don't have your water, grab it. All right. And we'll be right back.
Going through these stages and changes, I'm working on me, letting go my pain and my rage, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you, yeah. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you. What you see upon the surface. I got the devil in my window when he lurking on me. I got Lucy at the door and she lurking on me. But I got angels with me now and they working on me. I got angels with me now and they working on me. Going through these stages and changes, I'm working on me. Letting go my pain and my rage, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you. Work, I'm still putting in that work. Gotta get what I deserve. Had to find what I was worth. Yeah, all these verses, my life and all these verses. Using all my gifts and I am blocking all the curses. I know I told my mama I would stop with all the cursing, but they say they the best, and I ain't fucking heard shit. I got the devil in my window when he lurking on me. I got Lucy at the door and she lurking on me. But I got angels with me now and they working on me. I got angels with me now and they working on me. Going through these stages and changes, I'm working on me. Letting go my pain and my rage, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you. I got the devil in my window when he lurking on me. I got Lucy at the door and she lurking on me. But I got angels with me now and they working on me. I got angels with me now and they working on me. I got the devil in my window when he lurking on me. I got Lucy at the door and she lurking on me. But I got angels with me now and they working on me. I got angels with me now and they working on me.
I've been working on me. I hope you've been working on you. All right. And with that being said, don't forget, y'all, grab the book. Grab the book. If you do not have Do the Work, Keep the Faith, grab you a copy. You can scan the little QR code right there on the top. Scan it, boom, boom. It'll take you right to the site. You can buy you a copy of Do the Work, Keep the Faith, which is going to be very helpful for you if you tune into this podcast on a regular basis. Okay. It's kind of like a study guide. All right. So let's get into it. All right. What is programming? Today we're talking about the topic for the show is rewriting the program. All right. Now, before I get too deep into this, we saw that we had the intention for tonight, again, is to remember what we did not choose. Those things that we are working on that are on autopilot, right? Our intention demonstrates the authority that we have to make changes. And then the quote reinforces that there's an accountability to that authority. So I'm going to bring it up for us so that we can remember. All right. Our intention tonight is to recognize the patterns we did not choose and the power we now have to change them. That is your authority. My sister over at Pronoia Starseed Podcast, shout out to the Starseeds, she just spoke about spiritual authority. You have the authority to change patterns in your life. Just because something is the way it has been does not mean that it has to be that way. You have the authority to change things that do not work in your life. Okay? Our intention tonight shows us that. The quote, you cannot change what you are not aware of. But once you are aware, you are no longer powerless. That is the accountability to your authority. If you don't own your authority, if you are not accountable to be able to notice the things that you need to change in your life, if you don't take control of your authority, if you don't say, hey, that's mine, I own it, you're going to be running on autopilot. You're going to be subject to programming. And today we're going to be talking about rewriting that program. So I wanted to make sure that I settled that in before we get too deep into this conversation about what is programming. Okay. Pen and paper, pen and paper. All right. So programming. How are you programmed? How are we programmed? How are you programmed? So programs are beliefs formed from childhood, environment, and experience. That's how we're programmed. We are programmed by the environments we are in. All right. I talk about, and I'm going to start, this is going to be an ongoing analogy. You guys know I love a good analogy, but there's going to be an ongoing analogy, especially when it comes to our environments and how important they are and how they play a role in our lives. So when you talk about programming, as children, we grow up and our environments are what shape who we become as children. Our parents, how they raised us, where we grew up, how we grew up, what people told us, even in school. So even before you get to school, a lot of your personality is already developed based on your environment. You learn, children, babies learn. They are conditioned. Hear me now. Don't get caught up in the words. They are conditioned to know and respond to emotions, right? They know if they cry, they're going to get a response from an adult. Doesn't really matter. That is programming. That is conditioning on the simplest basis. So when you start to think about now, as we get older, the beliefs, we're talking about our beliefs, we're talking about our thoughts, we're talking about our habits, right? So these things are ingrained in us early. Childhood, environment, experience. Another way we're programmed. Repeated messages become internal truth. You heard over and over again, classic, okay? Especially in the Black community. They are always trying to tell Black people who they are. You're ignorant, or, okay, look, you're lazy, you're criminals, all the things, right? If they told you were a criminal, you start to become a criminal. That's programming. But somebody told you that. That's not who you are. It's not the truth. It's what somebody told you. And because repetition is key, somebody kept telling you that over and over and over again. You adopted it as a truth. So now they don't even have to tell you because you already believe it to be true. You have accepted what they have said about you, and now you own that. All right. Remember what our intention is. You own it. It's not yours, but you own it. All right. And then the last one is most thoughts are learned and not chosen. And that's consciously. They're not chosen consciously. So Most thoughts are learned and they're not chosen. We're not choosing how we want to be in life, especially in those formative years. We're not really choosing. The thoughts are handed to us. They're given to us by the places that we are, the environments that we're in, where you go to school, who raised you, what communities you work, you live in. That's why it's important for exposure as a parent. As a parent, my goal is to expose my children to as much as I can. And then through exposure, they're able to see that they have choices. And with those choices, they now can choose consciously. And it's not just, this is the way it is, but they are shown the opportunities that are available to them. This is how you kind of, as a parent, give your children a better base to work with, right? But programming is something that is natural. We are all programmed, like it or not. You can call it what you want to call it. I call it program. Conditioning is another word, but it is what it is. We live in this country. Marketing is conditioning. They use colors, and I've talked about this before. Everything is energy. When we understand that everything is energy, and how you use the energy will can affect you. So you are constantly being programmed because there's a lots of energy. So in a marketing where they use the colors and the reds and the yellows and the blues and the green, they're all purposefully done and used to invoke, to trigger the program that's already planted in you. You already know how to respond when you see the golden arches. You already know how to respond when the code is punched in. They push the button and you move. You push the button and you jump. Who is in control of you? Whoever wrote the program, whoever provided you the program, they are in control of you. So now you have to be the one to rewrite your program. Now that you know how you are being programmed, and this, we're really focusing on our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions in this particular PodClass. But this information is across the board. It's across the board. Yes, Adonis said the body is programmed to breathe naturally. So to that point, we come in. Thank you, Adonis, for saying that. We come in hardwired as our authentic selves. That is important for me to state. We come in hardwired as our authentic selves. Our original state. If you do a factory reset on this factory reset, you're going to get the authenticity, the authentic version that I was created to be. That God, that which I was created to be. I was programmed that way. That's the way I was made. So when we are remembering who we are, because that was one of the previous episodes, go back and look at it. When we're remembering who we are, this is how we get to incorporate this into rewriting our program. We get to rewrite the program that into its original state, into our original system. Okay? No upgrades here. We don't need an upgrade. Okay? We need a system, a factory. That's what they call it, a factory reset. That's what we need. All right? So, let me get to it. Okay, so now recognizing the pattern, because this is important. A lot of times we don't realize that we are running on autopilot, and that's what I call it, or the hamster wheel, a lot of times. And this, I want you to sense the pattern. Okay, we're going to sense it, and I say that literally. So if you see the acronyms, it's got EAR, Hear, ear, emotional, automatic, and repeated. If it's an emotional trigger, if it triggers you emotionally, pattern. If it's an automatic thought, you don't even have to. It just, oop. And if it's a repeated behavior, this is not judgment, it's awareness. This is not judgment, this is awareness. Sense the pattern. I didn't say judge the pattern, I said sense the pattern. Here, be present to it. Because again, emotional triggers. When you are you triggered emotionally, this is where you stop and you say why. Is it working for me? This is where you do the checkpoint. This is where you get to decide, do I keep this in the story or do I write it out and make something new? Right? This is where you kind of get to gauge it. Awareness is key to understand where you are. So is it an emotional trigger? Is it an automatic thought or response? Are these repeated behaviors? And if it keeps happening, it's a pattern. And the goal is to create new patterns. Create new patterns that work for you. Create new patterns that align with who you are in your authentic self. Create new patterns that resonate with your original programming. Because, see, we're short circuiting out here in this blicky. We're short circuiting. And what is programming again? We're talking about this body of ours, this vessel that we have as we roam the earth, right? We are CPUs, right? Our minds are the CPUs of our being. It's where we process information. So, yes, programming is real. And reprogramming is necessary. Updates are necessary. All right. So sense it. Make sure you're paying attention. Is an emotional trigger. And so this is how you can be aware of your programming. Are you emotionally triggered? Okay, I'm going to give you an example, guys. I'm going to give you an example. I'm be transparent outside in these streets. Woo, because this is the only way I could be. Okay. So I realized that I had a pattern. Oh my God, this is a pattern. So it's a pattern of like when I really like somebody, I get this nervousness in my stomach. It's like it's like butterflies in my stomach, right? And it's like, ooh. And it's almost like I panic immediately because it's like, how dare you like somebody because of emotional triggers, right? And automatic thoughts is if you like somebody, they're going to do you wrong or something is not right or what are they doing? It's all of the trauma, all of the traumatic things that happen that don't even realize we're living life, we're great. And we've been doing our healing and we've been doing our breath work and we've been meditating and all of the stuff, breathing and hydrating and giving thanks. And then something happens and you're like, where did that come from? I thought I was good. I thought I was good until you were triggered. To sense the pattern, I sense something off, something's not smelling good. That's when you have to go in and start to rewrite that. Okay, where did this come from? Why am I triggered? And why am I going down a rabbit hole when there's nothing here to show me or indicate that I need to be going down a rabbit hole of infidelity and mistrust? What are we doing? It's because I had trauma associated with being vulnerable, trauma associated with feeling loved and being able to express it and feeling safe and feeling like that. You don't realize it until you're actually in the situation again. So you have to be able to sense these patterns. And because I have done work, I'm able to see it. And at that point, when I see it, now I have to make a different decision. And we're going to get ready to talk about that right now. rewriting the program because you noticed it, right? You sensed it. You sensed it. I became aware. I questioned it. Like I said, where is this coming from? Why? Why? I've always asked myself why. I've always asked people why when I was young. Why? 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 Why is it that I feel this way? Why am I triggered in this way? Why is my automatic response to think the worst is going to happen? Why am I making this about me? Why? Question it. And if it goes against the program, if it causes you to glitch, if it causes you to glitch out, then you need to replace that. Replace that with an intentional thought because you have done your work and you know the truth of your being and you know that there's no reason. This is not intuition. This is fear based. This is I don't know how to love. I don't know how to be present. I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to do these things. And if I don't know how to do these things, I want to learn how to do them. And so if I'm reprogramming, I'm aware of the fact that this is what it is. I question how I even got to this, and then I replace it with an intentional thought. And even if you're not clear on exactly what that intentional thought, the thought that I would like to become aware, I would like to do something different. I don't want to feel like that. I want to be confident in this union. I am confident. I no longer have to be afraid of being vulnerable because I have done the work and I know what it really feels like. I know what genuine, authentic friendship is. I know what genuine, authentic love is. I'm present to it, even if I'm scared of it. And then you're going to reinforce with repetition because repetition is key. You repeat, you repeat, and you repeat. You keep repeating. So become aware, right? Sense it, question. Why? Where is this coming from? Is it serving me? Is it aligned with who I am? Is it the truth? Is it a does it correspond to the truth of my being is eternal? If not, then you keep it moving and you replace it with the truth. And so even if it's that, so even if you're replaced with the intentional thought, the intentional thought could be the truth of my being is eternal. All things are working out for my good. And you repeat. Because sometimes your reprogramming is at that highest of levels. If you are someone who constantly finds yourself tripping over the smallest things, life doesn't work for you at all, you need to start with all things are working for my good before we can even dig down into some of the other deeper things that happen. First, you just got to know that the universe is always working in your favor. So again, become aware, sense the pattern, question the belief, replace with intentional thought, and reinforce the repetition. This is how you reprogram. And journaling is always great. And y'all know I'm always going to recommend you journal because journaling helps you get your thoughts out and put them on paper. All right. Yes. So that's responding versus reacting. Right. And because in the programming is autopilot. You run, you don't think, you don't stop, you don't breathe, you don't question, you just go. And if it's based on what somebody else has put in you, then you're just stumbling all over the place, all over life. You're constantly reacting. You're not taking the time to respond because you're just on autopilot. All right. So we're going to I hope that you really take the time to pay attention to these things, right? If you find yourself frustrated, you always frustrated. I'm a sign. I'm gonna give you another example. You're always frustrated. Oh, okay. I got a lot of examples for this, but we're gonna go with the frustrated. You're always frustrated. You always seem to find yourself in a situation where people don't honor and respect your voice, right? You're aware of this, right? You're like, gosh, why is it that nobody, why is this a pattern where I'm constantly feeling disrespected, disregarded? What is that? What is that? So then, hmm, well, intentional thought. Well, Crystal, what is your expectation? And are you communicating? Oh no. Okay, you didn't communicate. So you just think this is supposed to just come automatically. This honor and respect. Okay, so now you now I have to replace it with an intentional thought that I have to be responsible. Not resp- I am responsible of how I respond to how people treat me, right? So if I feel as though I am being disrespected or dishonored, two choices. I can either speak out, say with my chest, or I can close the door and walk away, right? And then whatever it is that you decide in that moment, you keep doing it. You keep using your voice. You keep walking away. Hey, I don't. Hey, some people say you're just going to walk away. Hey, if that's what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. I respect anybody who says, you know what, I can't do this, because at the end of the day, authority, you have the authority. If it does not work for you, it does not work for you. No one else has the authority to tell you how you run you. So that's it. That's that part. All right. You know what time it is? Quiz time, y'all. Quiz time. Here. I was trying to see. I can't see my notes. So it's quiz time. Everybody, make sure you get your. Here we go. Let's get our pens and papers. So that we can get ready to take this quiz. I want us to know we're going to be looking at whether we operate on autopilot or awareness. Are you operating on autopilot or awareness? Are you on autopilot or are you operating in awareness? Okay. Now, let me be clear, because you can say, "Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware that I'm running on autopilot." Let's be clear. So when I say, are you operating on autopilot or awareness, meaning are you taking the time to be conscious of the decisions that you make as it pertains to your life and where you go? Okay. How you choose to allow environment to infiltrate you. Okay. What you choose to allow in your ears, in what you choose to ingest in your mouth, right? Are you on autopilot or are you aware? All right, so let's take this quiz real quick. All right. Some of you probably already done it. If you've been here long enough, you probably already done it. You can put your scores in the you can put your scores in the chat if you would like. So first question is, you're going to rate this 1 to 5. All right. First question, I question my thoughts and beliefs. Do you question your thoughts and your beliefs? Perfect examples. I've been talking about health lately and eating. So some people run on autopilot. They eat 3 meals a day. They eat those 3 meals based on the wheel that they give you in school that tells you you're supposed to have grains and fruits and vegetables and all of the things and dairy and all of that. That is conditioning. That is autopilot. Do you question that? Who told you that? Who told you you're supposed to eat like that? Is it okay for me to eat like that? Do those things work with my body? Am I questioning it, or am I just running? Am I like breakfast, lunch, dinner, like clockwork, gotta eat? Because that's what they said. That's the first one. Second one, I notice patterns in my behavior. Now, sometimes people notice things about you that you don't notice about yourself. So maybe you pick up clues about your behavior from other people, but do you notice them yourself? Are you able to pinpoint your own behaviors? Are you able to decipher changes in yourself, in your own behavior? Are you able to notice that that's what you do habitually? You do that. You do that habitually. You say that habitually. You do these things habitually. If you are able to identify the pattern, whether you think it works or not, with that, we're not judging it. We're just identifying it. So you're able to notice the patterns. Okay. 1 through 5. 1 is not, 5 is yes, I am aware of my patterns. And that we're not saying they're healthy or not. We're just saying, do you notice? All right. Number 3, I feel in control of my decisions. Do you feel like you make decisions on your own? Are you in control of the decisions that you make? Or do you feel like your decisions are based on other people's opinions, or your decisions based on external factors that you have no control over? Oh, I just gotta. If you find yourself saying, I gotta, I gotta. If you saying you gotta a lot, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, cause it's something you might not be in control of your decisions. Your decisions are already made. You're just operating on autopilot because the decision's already, you're not making a decision to do it. You done already said you got to do it. That's not a decision. You think about that. All right. The fourth one, I react automatically in certain situations. All right. Do you pop off? Do you react real quick? Do you react automatically in certain situations? And I do like the fact certain situations. Okay. So especially like when things don't go your way. When things don't go your way, or you don't get what you want, or you know, do you react automatically in certain situations? Do you pop off, or are you in full control of your emotions and your thoughts, and you're able to respond and not just act in a way that is true to you? Let's say I want to be clear, because I do I respond. My response time is kind of quick these days, you know, but that's because I have done some reprogramming within myself. So as quick as I was before to react, I am just as quick now to respond in my authentic self, because I have done the work to know who I am. So the reprogramming happens just as quick. The reprogrammed me happens just as quick. I respond just as quick. It doesn't really take me that long because I do know who I am. So, and the last one, I intentionally choose new ways of thinking. Y'all know I like that, because that's what we do here. New ways of thinking and being. So I intentionally choose new ways of thinking. And if you are here on the Introducing PodClass, I know you intentionally choose new ways of thinking. You intentionally say, I'm going to come and show up and do my work. And I'm going to think outside the box, and I'm going to make different decisions. And I'm going to make new decisions. And I'm going to adopt new ways of thinking, because I realize that the old ways are autopilot. I have been operating on autopilot. And operating on autopilot can get you through life. Not happily, but it will get you there. And the goal is to be free. The goal is to be to have complete autonomy over yourself, to have sovereignty over who you are and what you think, and to be the fullest expression of that God made you. That's just my thoughts. So add them up. Let me know what you got. Put it in the chat. Tell me if you thought your score surprised you, if you thought that it was good or anything. Let me know. So there's a little poll. So you can, if you if your score surprised you, put a one. Yes. And if it did not surprise you, put a two. I want to see what you do. Okay. One or two. Ones and twos in the chats. Put a one or two in the chat. Let me know that you took the quiz and whether or not your score surprised you or not. Okay. All right. All right. Look, say we got some no's. All right. All right. Always getting the work done. I know that's right. We gotta work. I've been putting in that work. So again, the song was putting in that work. When you put in that work, like rewriting your story, it's not a it's not a challenge for the weak. To rewrite and take control of your narrative, to rewrite the programming, that's a big deal. Big deal. Big deal. All right. So y'all know we got homework. We always got homework. We got homework. So I want you to take out your homework, take out take out your notebooks. I'm glad you guys are aware. You guys are operating out of awareness over here in the pro at the, and look, I'm getting ready to call it Pro Noise Starseed Podcast. And the introducing PodClass. So many star seeds in the building. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. So the homework is to identify one limiting belief you hold. Okay. Rewrite it into a new belief and repeat it daily this week. You come here, you cannot leave here and not do work. Man, you cannot come here and not do work. I'm doing my own work. I have evolved in my own being, and I will say this. I'm going to share this. Uh, when you are on a journey, you in relation with people, right? People, because that's what we come in contact with people all the time, right? And learning how to be in relationship with people just in general is one of the biggest things that a lot of us have to learn how to rewrite and how to do, because so many of us hold everybody accountable for ourselves, right? We don't learn how to self-reflect. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to give grace to one another because we haven't taken the time to do that within ourselves, right? So I am, just for all intents and purposes, so that you can get a full understanding of where I'm about to go with this, I am a projector. I'm a single definition projector. The way that I move, Smart Video Girl moves, offends a lot of people. I realize that. I realize that as a single definition individual, I process fast, I move swift and quick, and I move. I said fast already, but I just move quickly. So a lot of times people can't keep up. And because as a single definition, my goal is to work on me. And I realize that energy in itself is off-putting. And a lot of times people try to lock me in boxes. Put a key, lock me in a box. Almost to the point where I was okay with being locked in a box till I realized, know thyself fully in my human design as a single definition. Honey, A Leo North Node. Honey, I am not. This path that I'm on may be lonely. I may be on this thing by myself. Most of it. I had to learn to not again, because I said we come in hardwired, right? This is how I came in hardwired. A lot of my programming was contradictory to that. That's just because society does everything in one lump sum. They group everything together. But we're not all the same and we don't operate all the same. So I in my reprogramming and rewriting my own program and remembering who I am, remembering who the hell I am, I have to know the truth of who I am and then not be caught up in trying to maintain the conditioning and the programming that I have been fed and rewrite it. That's it. Shout out to the projectors. Right? 46:46 on the clock. So it's a lot here for this projector. Guiding on a solo journey, moving how you move, faster than the speed of light. Single definition out here, Leo North Node. You're here to shine, and it's okay. And guess what? It might be too bright for some people. That's all right. It's okay. Because it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? Those things become for other people to deal with, not you. That's it. That's all. And owning that for me is realizing what is mine and what is a result of people coming in contact with me. Because that's not mine. Not all the time. Not all the time. But that's why you have to reflect and that's why you have to be. Let them squint. Let them squint. That's right. Let them squint their eyes. So again, identify one limiting belief that you hold for yourself. Rewrite it in a new belief and repeat it daily this week. Put it on repeat. Write it down, put it on your mirror, put it on your phone as a screensaver. Do whatever it is that you need to do. But make sure you do that. Because that's important. Pert. Poo. That's what we do. And people who can live in this, people who can live in their authenticity, people who can live in a space. What I love about the people that I have around me is that we are free to express ourselves. I've learned to love unconditionally. Some people are like, yeah, right, Crystal, because I just saw you cuss somebody out. Cussing somebody out don't mean I don't love them. That may be how you feel about it. But unconditional love is me allowing it. I'm just saying you are you, boo. And I respect and honor you for who you are. But you don't have to bring none of that over here. You don't have to be over here because the respect and the honor is the love. It's the unconditional love. That's the unconditional love. See, what you want me to do is like you. That's different. And I don't have to do that. Yes. So nice, Crystal. That's part of my programming. It was, oh, you're nice and you're kind and all of the things. And I am that. That is part of my DNA. It's part of my makeup. But where I was running it and where I was on autopilot, right, is where I was getting run over all the time. Because there was no sense of self in that, because the misconception in the programming is you can't be nice and nasty. You can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. With love. It's in my book. I wrote it. So I don't operate on autopilot based on just because you got to be nice. Y'all may be like, doing too much. But yeah, so What is a limited belief that you hold? Rewrite it as a new one and repeat it daily this week. All right. All right. So we got a last quote for you is no complaining, only reframing. No complaining, only reframing. So if you know, if you have the book, there's four levels of consciousness. The first one is a victim mode. And in order to get out of victim consciousness, it takes no complaining and all reframing. Let me put this up here real quick. So yes, you got to take responsibility. Responsibility. So no complaining, all reframing. Reframing. We're reframing all of it. Is this a what happened to my square? My circle. There it is. The circle. I like the circle. Only reframing. So we're rewriting the program. We're not going to complain about it. We're not going to complain about how I was programmed, I was lied to, I was told, I was manipulated, I was taken advantage of. I was not victimized. I no longer subscribe to that. I am fully aware of what is happening around me and I take full control over it. And I reframe that. I take back my power, my authority. I take back the authority, the power to change it. Because it is my responsibility. Because now that I am aware, I am no longer powerless. I have full control now over myself. I am fully now responsible for reprogramming myself, remembering who I am, and rewriting all of the programming that has been put in by what? Childhood experiences, my environment, what somebody told me. I now get to rewrite the program. And so that's what we're doing today. And so we are grateful in this moment as we conclude this PodClass of rewriting the program. We're going to take a moment for gratitude. Oh, and I'm so grateful, y'all. I really am. Oh, gosh. Gratitude today. We are grateful for the ability to choose differently. I get excited about that. The energy that I feel, the excitement that gets the molecules that start circulating and the energy that is created when I understand, when I know, when I make the conscious choice to choose something different that works for me, that I don't have to say, because see, that's the thing. What's the quote? No complaining, only reframing. When you don't take responsibility, when you don't take accountability, when you hold on to, well, that's what such and such told me, and that's where I grew up, that's allowing you to stay in the complaining stage. We're not complaining, baby. We're reframing. We are reframing it. And that's because you have the authority to choose differently for yourself. And if you are a parent, for your children. And because you are a parent for your children, for the future generations, you get to at least set up a trajectory that says, this program doesn't work over here, right? We got antivirus software that won't allow that junk over here. That's it. That's it. You get to do that. You get to choose it. You are the ownership of this particular aspect automatically graduates you out of to me into by me immediately. Immediately. Rewriting the program immediately takes you out of to me and puts you in by me, because now you are consciously making decisions for your life. It is by you now. So we're going to start right there, because we're going to slow walk this thing. This is self mastery. We want to get to the point where we are in tune and aligned with God. Self mastery. That's the ultimate goal here, is to be aligned, to remember who we are, to be fully aligned with the universe. That's what we're working towards. But in this first part here, in this first quadrant, in this first stage of consciousness, that to me, if we want to get out, you now have to rewrite the program. You have to control, alt, delete, system factory reboot. We're going to skip over the to me stage and we're going to go to by me. We're going to start to rewrite the program the way we want it. That's all right. The way that we want it. That's how I feel about it. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight, because this has been a very, 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 very great show. Very, very great show. And thank you all for joining us. Yes, that's right. That's nice, nasty. No, it's nicety. Yes, that's it. That's what we're doing. Because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having boundaries, you know? We've talked about that. Boundaries. That's how you rewrite. This is how you start to rewrite that program, enforcing your boundaries. I'm so glad you showed up too as well. I'm so happy and grateful that you showed up for the podcast as well, Adonis. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all check out the Poor Naughty Starseed podcast family. They in the building. Okay. Shout out to Adonis. Shout out to Mr. Westbrooks. I appreciate y'all being here. All right. All right. And we're going to leave the complaining support group. That's right. No more complaining. What are we complaining about? When you find yourself complaining, I'm going to add some extra credit, because this not in the home. This not on the thing. This extra credit. You find yourself complaining this week, ask yourself what you really complaining about. If you say, man, I really wanted to do this, but such and such it didn't. Such and such it didn't. Why are you complaining about what somebody else did? Check yourself. That's it. All right. I love you guys. And while we're going out, I'm so glad that you were here to walk this through with me. I hope that you were able to walk your own journey. You were able to see yourself in reflection here, to identify how you can start to rewrite your own programming and how you were programmed, because you know how you were programmed. You know who raised you. You know where you were. You know what environment you were brought up in. You know what type of conditioning. You know, and if you've done some of those things, dig deeper. You know, think about how we're conditioned to just go along, get along with the get along, and how we eat. We want to be intentional to reprogram how we think, how we eat, how we parent, how we love, and how we live in purpose and on purpose. All right. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm super happy. Thank you again for joining me. This is introducing the PodClass, and we are going to go out again. Thank you for all of the birthday love and all of that, all of the good stuff. And come back for next week, because next week we're going to be talking about purpose. Okay. We're going to be talking about purpose, in purpose and on purpose. So make sure you come back next week, same time, 9 p.m., right here, introducing PodClass. I am Smart Video Girl. And with that being said, I see you. Peace.